you got right there.
Yeah, so the idea was just like it would be instantly recognizable, so without me even having to establish a brand.
So that is the sad onion right there.
Yeah, modified, and I mean,
kids.
my logo is the modified version of that. And I think the idea was that if you remove the restrictions, that's my target audience. That's the people who wouldn't be allowed access to all the other products, which obviously doesn't really make sense, but still, I thought it was fun. So I think it was like toys for children, I think of as sort of tools for reflection. Like children have a very binary or black and white understanding of the world. So it's a way for them to, try out ideas that are sort of out of reach to them. Abstract ideas, I guess. So use the toys for imitating the conversation of adults and some of the things you pick up from conversations that you hear adults have, but you don't fully understand. My son! and in the same way, I think that toys meant for adults, which is like our toys, have some of the same qualities, at least if you apply the right themes. So themes of ethics or whatever, which is still like in a gray area, worth discussing, I guess.
Yeah.
So obviously you don't have the same interaction with an adult, like interacting with a toy, but maybe there's still like some sort of reflection that is part of interacting with that object. Tiny Mautidong. Handsome. Actually, I think the likeness is pretty good with this one. In some cases, I do sculpts that are like just done from nothing, right? But a lot of times I mix a sculpt with already made parts. So this is something I just source old toys and I do this oftentimes like in Goodwills or whatever, and then I just piece them together in new ways. I was like doing a Simon and Garfield set. It's just so stupid, but it kind of works. It's like made of a Playmobil figure and like some old crappy Garfield toy. It looks like super droopy. He like just took a really big hit off a bomb or something like that. Yeah. This is one of the first ones I actually made. It was Dickhead Man or whatever. I think it's named him. No, Lord Smegma it was. This is Dickhead. So, I don't actually use a pressure pot or a degasser for my resin, which means a lot of the things that comes out of the casts are just completely unusable. And sometimes I have to do small repairs and all that. But that's just like part of the charm, I think. Like, I like that you can actually tell that it's made by someone. That every single toy has been in the hands of the creator.
Our first collaboration, I think.
Yeah. That was like, you made a poster with like some designs for...
Do you have it here?
No, unfortunately not. The character, Dr. Murder, he has some qualities that are somewhat similar to the archetype of a kid doll, and I haven't really explained what a kid doll is, but that's this consumer archetype. So it's oftentimes really negatively loaded, but I think there's also positives to it. But in his case, it's not as positive. I would say he's having trouble prioritizing others above himself. So in that sense, he's very childish. So in a sense, it's a toy that portrays a character that is a very childish man, and I think that's just kind of funny to have that a toy that is essentially the buyer, but I mean not in a negative way, obviously, but yeah,
the archetype.
He's yeah. And then there's like the accessory for the figure. I think early on we was like it should be a gun because that's action figure-y. I think we just settled on it being too bland or whatever. So the idea of using his tax report was just so ridiculous that we kind of had to do it, right? Like he's not meant to be played around with. He's intended for an adult audience, so it's like an action figure. And what's like it's really not a very actiony activity to do your taxes or
an inaction figure.
Yeah, even though he is articulated. So, but that's I mean, if people take the figure out of the packaging, that's fine. When people bought it, they can do whatever they want to do with it if they want to. But yeah, it's mostly because it just feels right to have it articulated. I feel like I spent extra fucking 6 hours doing that in every single figure, like articulated. But these are the final. That's how it's supposed to be. The figures. It's got 3 points of articulation in the arms and in the neck, and the accessory, a small printout calculator, and the doctor's taxes. Yeah, that's it.
That's right.